Get great deals throughout the store at Safeway. This week at Safeway, get mega packs of bone-in USDA choice beef, New York strip steaks for $5.97 per pound with digital coupon. Limit 2 packages. Plus, Haas avocados are 10 for $10. Member price. Also, this week at Safeway, mix or match 12 packs of 12-ounce cans or 8 packs of 12-ounce bottles of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, 7-Up, or Dr. Pepper are buy 2, get 3 free. Limit 3 free items. Member price plus CRV. Visit Safeway.com or head in store for more deals.
Need a winter holiday escape? Forget your cares in Fiji. White sand beaches and scuba diving are calling. Your tropical paradise getaway is just one nonstop Fiji Airways flight away. With round-trip fares starting at $899 from LAX or SFO. Or check out great fares to Australia and New Zealand with seamless connections via Fiji. Book now at FijiAirways.com. From here to happiness, flying direct with Fiji Airways.
Our area's most beautiful properties deserve the finest realtors. Meeks Realty Group. We focus on buying and selling residential and commercial properties throughout the tri-state area. Contact Meeks Realty Group online at meeks.us or call 304-440-1101.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
And a good Friday morning to you. Welcome to the show. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text 304-935-5008. We do the show from the Par-Mar Store studio. There's not a Par-Mar store near you now. There will be soon. 5 Par-Mar stores went online this week. 4 were in the state of Ohio, the communities of Wooster, Loudonville, Winesburg, and Howard. And the Virginia, first ever Virginia Par-Mar opens today in the community of Lowmore. That's in Allegheny County. So next time, if you happen to be down that way, stop by. And also stop by any Par-Mar location here in the Charleston area or any of the 234 locations. And pick yourself up a World's Best Chocolate Bar or a Red Stocking. All the proceeds for those will benefit the Children's Home Society of West Virginia. If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. And the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you by Thornhill Auto Group. The grand opening celebration of the all-new redesigned Thornhill Toyota happening for the rest of the month. Matter of fact, we're going to be taking our traveling microphones from all of our stations down to Thornhill and Chapmanville for live broadcasts throughout the day on Tuesday. Check out ThornhillToyotaWV.com for details. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. This is our show we call Friday Funhouse, our weekly step away from the news, from politics and such, to focus on things a little bit, fun. My guest co-host this week, noted filmmaker, author, and all-around good guy, Danny Boyd. We'll get to him in a moment. Also, Evan Osborn from Capital Market is here. Danny.
Yeah, Danny.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks, buddy.
You and I were talking yesterday. Neither of us exactly knows or completely sure when we first met, but it's been a long time, but it probably had something to do with the pro wrestling business.
Well, it did. I mean, my first job was Southern
Maybe you pull that microphone up just a little bit there for me.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
My first job was Southern West Virginia Community College, 1980. And you were young, but
I was going to say I wasn't in college in 1980, Danny. Come on.
But I think you met your hillbilly cousin Burke Allen.
Yeah, my unpaid
around that time. But that's I remember when you guys got into broadcasting. I don't know. You had to be like children.
I was we had a high school radio station, so if you count that, I was 14, 15, but professionally 17. I was a senior in high school. So we're gonna hash all that out a little bit later on. Plus, you get to play 10 questions.
Great.
It seemed thrilled.
Great.
Let me welcome in Hannah Gardner from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association with this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. Hannah, good morning. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm fine. Hannah, meet Danny. Danny, meet Hannah.
Hey, Hannah.
Hello.
So, Hannah is somebody that we've made a star out of in the last year and a half or so that we've been doing this. She gets more texts than I do, to the show. So, Danny is a noted filmmaker. So, there may be a role for you in Hollywood, kid, just so you know.
All right, I'm keeping an eye out then.
All right. As always, the pet we are trying to get adopted. The picture posted on Dave Allen Radio and Facebook, and also on X, the Dave Allen Show. The particular pet this week's name is Whoopi, and again, the picture is posted there on the social medias. Tell us about Whoopi, Hannah.
Okay, so Whoopi, she is a cute little girl. She's like a merle, like tri-colored. Possibly like, if I had to guess, maybe mixed with like some Catahoula leopard dog or something along those lines. Maybe like mixed with the loud or something. I'm not 100% sure, but she is so cute. Very, very sweet. And I believe she is at right about like 35-ish pounds, so she's a good-sized dog. She is pretty young, so she's only a year old, I believe, so she's still got that energy, that puppy in her. She is a pretty playful, energetic dog herself. She actually prefers other dogs that are equally as playful or even more playful. She hasn't showed us any signs or given us any signs of any kind of resource guarding or anything like that. She is a very, like I said, a very playful girl, so we always recommend with our more high-energy dogs at the shelter that we consider them like a weekend adventurer, so they would be like a good candidate for going out of town for the weekend or going on a trip for a day and hiking or something like that, just to get them out of the house doing something, taking that energy out of them. Now, she has been kid-friendly from what we have seen, and on the leash, she does pull sometimes, but she is still young, so she just needs some training with that. But she's a very good all-around dog. She's very loving, very playful.
Whoopi looks like a delightful dog. She reminds me of my Rodney on The Adventures of Wandala. Perfect-sized dog, temperament, looks like an awesome dog.
Yeah, I think it would make a great family pet, as you said, because she appears to be kid friendly. I thought your story about how you came to have her there at the shelter was kind of interesting. She just basically, from what I was able to ascertain from you, Hannah, Whoopi just showed up on somebody's porch and took up residency and said, "I live here now." That's pretty much what happened, right?
Right. Yeah, she just showed up on somebody's porch and they brought her in, and that was back on the 5th of this month, I believe. Mm-hmm. So she hasn't been with us very long, but she is definitely one of the ones that has more of like the high energy, and we try to push those out so that way, they can get into a home with a yard and they can run around and stuff. But yeah, she did. She just showed up on somebody's porch and she kind of just stayed there and they brought her in.
Well, then that's good. And I appreciate those people because a lot of people wouldn't do things like that. They would take them and haul them to somebody else's porch or something like that, or just, maybe be mean to them. And I think hats off to that person that did that. And you said that she's got some herding tendencies, I guess, because of her breed. So she likes to kind of get people together, I guess, right? She's a great party planner.
Yeah. So we've seen it more in dogs versus people, but she's like in the play groups and stuff when she's out with the other dogs playing while they're cleaning her kennel. She tends to try to herd the other dogs into like one little area. So she's a big family person.
Yes, she is.
She wants everybody to sit at the table together.
Yeah. All right. We'll get back to Whoopi in a couple moments, but I always want to talk about some things going on around the shelter. You guys have a promotion going on now, which I think is great. It's called Slumber Potty. That's Pawty. We see what you did there. And with this program, you're encouraging people to foster a pet. Just take them into their homes, and as you say in your face, it's for a fun time, not for a long time. Tell us about this. And there is, Hannah, a proven mental impact on the pets that are taken out of there if it's just for one night or a weekend.
Yes, it actually, I have seen it multiple times in the 3-some years that I've been there. every dog that goes out to a foster, well, most of every dog that goes out to a foster, they all come back so much more like wiggly, happier. It's a very stressful place at the shelter. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's like a bad place or anything, but it's definitely not a place to call a home.
Yeah.
It's definitely really amazing to see them go to foster and then come back, because whether it's for a day or whether it's for a whole weekend or a whole week or 2 weeks or something. I know we've had somebody take a dog on a vacation with them before. So it's definitely a time, and it kind of gives them a mental break. They don't have to stress. They can sleep on a couch or a dog bed or wherever it may be. But it's still less stressful. There's not a million dogs barking. So it's definitely worth it. You get to take some pictures of them. You can even post them on your social media and tell them a little bit about the time like that you've had them, and explain a little bit about them and try to help us get them adopted. Like we said, even if it's just for one night, it definitely has such a positive impact on all of the dogs.
It does. Want to mark this down. Monday evening at Gomart Ballpark, of course, that's one of the many highlights of the Christmas season here in Charleston has been the Salango Law Light the Night and the Christmas display over at Gomart Ballpark. This Monday evening, it's Lights and Leashes, where you're encouraged to bring your pets to the ballpark to enjoy the lights.
Yes, I believe I will be there as well. We're going to be bringing some of the shelter dogs down, so that way they can kind of get out for a little bit. They can get seen. They'll have their little Adopt Me stuff on. So if somebody were to be there and want to adopt, they are more than welcome to. But, of course, we hope that we have adoptions. We aren't really expecting any, because it is a night where people can bring their dogs as well. But it's definitely going to be a great time, and we hope that everybody comes out.
It's Monday night at the ballpark. And I want to throw this out here, Hannah. We're a week and a couple of days away from Christmas. And if you're like a lot of people still looking for Christmas gifts for someone, how about making a donation? Whether it's cash or in the form of a donation of food, blankets, whatever. You guys are always in need of something up there. Make a donation in someone's name to the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association. I'm sure you've seen things like that happen in the past.
Yes. I've seen people donate, all the physical things, and I donate cash. And people donate just a wide range of things. Even if you just bring in a bag of blankets or something, and like you said, you could donate in someone's name, whether it's an animal or even a person. You could just donate in memory of someone, or you could come in and sponsor a dog. That definitely helps as well. So every little bit helps. Indeed.
All right, Hannah, before we let you go, I've got a request to make of you. Next Friday is what's become a Christmas time tradition here on the show. I bring in Mike Pushkin, who sets aside his title of House of Delegates member and State Democratic Party chair. It's not political. Mike comes in, brings his guitar, and we just have a big old holiday party, and it's something that I started lovingly calling the Jewish Christmas Spectacular, starring Mike Pushkin and me. Now, Mike is the singer, the guitar player. I am neither, okay? I realize, Hannah, you're the busiest person in the world, but we would love if you could break away for just a little bit and come on down live to the studio next week. You don't need to bring a pet with you necessarily. We'll still do the segment like we always do, but we're going to have kind of a big party in here. I've got people from other stations that are coming in. The always lovely and talented Kate Boytek, who you talked to when she guest hosted, is going to be in studio with Mike and I next week. So if your schedule allows, Hannah, I know you're very busy. We'd love to have you in studio for the Mike Pushkin, Dave Allen Jewish Christmas Spectacular next week.
Awesome. All right. I will make my way down.
All right. Sounds good. Hannah, I appreciate you, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Hannah. Good luck.
All right. Hannah Gardner again from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association. Whoopi, Danny, 1 year old, not fixed yet but will be, does well with other playful dogs, likes to herd them by nature, other dogs, came in as a stray when she was found on someone's porch, basically just showed up and said, I'm here. Around 35 pounds, perfect sized dog. Pulls a little bit on the leash, but she's young enough that you can kind of work through that. Just loves people, loves kids. Seems like it would just be the ideal dog for somebody, Danny.
I love this story. Reminds me, again, of Rodney. My first children's book was the co-star is Rodney the dog. And, you have time for a story?
Buddy, it's your time, man.
No, I had a dog talk once. Heard a dog talk. Crazy. It's only happened one time. But I had first moved to Charleston, and I had summers off, and I was staying in Lake Chewewa. And my wife at the time, her dog Smokey would come and stay with me, and I was pretty lazy. And I would sleep late each day, and one morning I woke up and looked over, and there Smokey was laid out on the floor, and I looked at Smokey and said, "Smokey, you're a lazy dog." And he looked up and said, "You're another one."
Talking dogs, Danny.
Yeah, that's how smart dogs are, man.
Okay. All right. That's the first story. That's the first story of a talking dog here on the show. Danny Boyd is my guest host. Of course, he's an author and he's a filmmaker. We're going to get into talking to Danny coming up a little bit later on about his career, about how he got here to Charleston, and about all the things he's done and what he's continuing to do, especially in the world of children's books. We're going to talk to Danny about that a little bit later on. Plus, Evan Osborn from Capital Market is here as well. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Meeks Realty Group. Discover the unrivaled expertise of Meeks, your ultimate partners in all things real estate, whether it's your dream home or for that ideal commercial space. Meeks Realty has you covered. Contact Rich the Realtor, 304-932-7488. Let Rich and the team guide you on your real estate journey. Take a look at all their listings at meeks.us. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. Evan Osborn from Capital Market coming up next on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for supporting local small businesses.
As you shop for others, 4th Avenue Financial invites you to give yourself the gift of professional financial planning. What better way to start the new year than consolidating old 401ks, examining your current investments, and preparing for retirement? Call me, John Burdett, at 304-746-7977 or contact us at 4thavenuefinancial.com.
Securities offered through JW Co Financial Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Co Advisors Incorporated, JW Co Financial, JW Co Advisors, and 4th Avenue Financial are unaffiliated entities.
The time is finally here. It's the grand opening celebration of the all-new, redesigned Thornhill Toyota. Your next Toyota is waiting on the Thornhill Motor Mile in Chapmanville. Hey, this is Sydney, and I'm so excited to finally invite all of you to visit our new Thornhill Toyota facility. And just in time for Toyotathon, we're loaded and ready for your visit with the most inventory of the year of new Toyotas, certified Toyotas, and quality used vehicles. The grand opening celebration of the all-new Thornhill Toyota. Offers begin online at thornhilltoyotawv.com and drive on home from the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 Chapmanville. Visit Thornhill for all the great details.
Elevators. You take them for granted until they let you down. If you're working to maintain a stellar reputation, then let me introduce you to DC Elevator. We want to work with you to make sure your people get where they are going. What could be better than a new company coming to the area and already having 45 years of experience? DC Elevator is bringing a new culture of elevator maintenance, repairs, modernization, and installation to West Virginia. Don't leave your people hanging. For a free consultation, call DC Elevator at 304-345-7222.
It is 9:24. Bigley, Piggly Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Food Pharmacy text 304-935-5008. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you by Brightway, the Maze Agency of Taze Valley. Buying auto insurance can be complicated. That's why you need a local person to look out for you at Brightway, the Maze Agency. They can customize your policies with the coverages you need and want. Come Harry at 304-814-2509 to visit brightwaymaze.com for more information. I have it on good authority that half of that duo of John and Sherry, that Sherry's celebrating a birthday, Danny.
Sherry?
Sherry Mays from Brightway. Today's her birthday. So
happy birthday, Sherry.
Would you like us to? No, we don't want us to sing, do we? No, we're not going to sing. Ryan, are you a singer at all? No. Evan, are you a singer?
No.
He nods his head to say no. Sorry, Sherry, you're just going to have to settle for four guys saying happy birthday. All right, Evan Osborn from Capital Market is here. How are you, sir?
Fantastic, Dave.
Man, let me just say, I love the hats that you've got there. The 304 logo with the Capital Market logo. Those are awesome, man.
304 T's. Those are good buddies of ours.
Yes, they're good people over there. I know some people very well that work over there.
Fantastic.
Bill Carter and those folks.
Absolutely.
And Kara, the lovely and talented Kara. Yep, know them all really well. Welcome back to the show. The days are counting down till Christmas, and we know, Evan, it's going to be a busy weekend at Capital Market this weekend. What you got?
So we are celebrating the last weekend of the Holiday Village at Capital Market. This has been, first 2 weeks have been incredible. I just want to thank everyone in the community for coming out. This is our first year we've done it, and we're we've been overwhelmed by the turnout. And this is our last weekend. It's a celebration of not only our local businesses and producers. This weekend each weekend we've been trying to focus on a specific country, and this weekend is France.
France,
yeah. So
now let me ask Danny, because Danny, you're a world traveler. I know. Have you been to France?
I haven't. That's
Well, you can
mostly,
this weekend by going to Capital Market.
We.
Anyway, go ahead. I interrupt you, Danny.
No. I've only been in like the developing nations but never been to France.
Well, this is the next best thing.
Yeah.
If you can't make it.
So what can people expect if they want to go to France via Capital Market this weekend?
We're doubling down on our food efforts this weekend. Our folks, our indoor tenants, Johnny's Meat Market and Mia Cuppa are preparing some specially curated items for the weekend. Things from croque madame, croque monsieur. We're doing raclette, which is the best sort of melted cheese dish that I think.
Okay, well, you had me at melted.
I had a feeling
I had no idea what you were talking about, but as soon as you said melted cheese, I'm like, I'm in.
Your love language, right?
Yes, the love language of melted cheese. Where did this whole idea come from to do because you've pretty much done, like, I guess, a different nation, different part
absolutely.
of the world. Everybody can talk about that.
So we partnered with the fine folks at Festival to really, one, kind of meet the demand for some marketplace to showcase regional artists and producers and local vendors and things like that. So it was kind of born out of, we wanted to do a holiday celebration, and then really to just kind of piggyback off the efforts of the Downtown Charleston Association with Holly Jolly Brawley and Light the Night over at the ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so much fun to see the past, really, I guess, probably 3 or 4 years now, to see this shift in holiday spirit, particularly coming out of COVID. And
right,
it was like, and it's so much fun to see everyone back out in the community, really getting amped up for the holiday season. And this was an effort on our part to really make sure that we're reminding, so much of Christmas is, materialistic and full of, the big box stores and stuff. And we want to make sure that we always remind our community that, we're home to some great local businesses, small producers, local farmers, and the community's really come through in a big way this year. And then finally, what we do is really, volunteer driven. So we've had a great group of supporters that have really stepped up to help us decorate and help man our booths for all of the Weekend Village stuff.
Yeah, the response has just been great so far. I mean, I see a lot of the pictures that people have taken time to post on social media. You guys do a great job with social media. It seems like everybody's had a really good time out there.
Absolutely, and then but we're not done with that. Then this coming Tuesday, we have something that we have never done before, and I'm extremely excited about, and that is our Snap Stretch Holiday Meal Box. We're partnering with the West Virginia Food and Farm Coalition and Miss Ruby's community grocery store that's soon to be open over on the west side to provide a complete holiday meal for Snap Stretch recipients for $30. And we're going to source everything in the box from local vendors. From all the ham and turkeys will be provided through Johnny's Meat Market. We're working with the Purple Onion and Grits Farm to source all of the produce. All of the pies that are in the box are coming from Spring Hill Bakery. It's really it's been really fun to assemble all of these holiday items and give folks that may not have access to some of this product otherwise to do that. And so from 10 to 6 p.m., you can come by the market for $30 off your off your EBT card. A family can receive a complete holiday meal.
And that's awesome. This is one of the great things. And Danny, I know you being a longtime resident of the area as well. This is one of the great things about Capital Market. Giving back to the community, but also, because I'm the ultimate capitalist, helping out these local businesses, these local businesses.
And West Side, man, that's awesome.
So to that end, we're going to be partnering with the fine folks at KRT to offer a shuttle over to the market from the west side. So you can pick up the shuttle at 739 Central Avenue. It'll bring you directly over to the market. We'll help get your box loaded up. And you'll have the opportunity to pick a lot of the products. Like if you want a ham, you want a turkey, you want an apple pie, you want a cherry pie.
So where is that on the west side? I live there.
It's 739 Central Avenue.
Oh, that's right down close to me.
I think Danny's Tuesday calendar just filled up.
Oh, yeah. And transportation on the west side is so important.
Absolutely.
Very cool thing.
Evan, I got a text here for you.
Okay.
It says, Dave, ask Evan about the reunion of his uncle's band next week, Brian Diller and the Ride.
Wow.
So I like to live off the coattails of my uncle's former glory, and so a lot of people don't know that my uncle is in fact Brian Diller of Brian Diller and the Ride. And he was, I'm just going to say it, I guess, the family rock star.
Mm-hmm.
And
literally,
yeah. So on Friday, December 29th, which is also his weekend birthday, he'll be doing a reunion concert with the Ride at the Rock.
Okay, cool.
With his new album, Brian Diller's a good friend of mine, married to Aliska Diller, or Aliska Hahn, who was...
I know Aliska, so it was it's small. West Virginia. You gotta
West
love
Virginia,
it.
man. Yeah,
you got to love
absolutely.
it. You got to love it. So,
Yep.
And where and when is that concert again?
That is Friday, December 29th at the Rock on Courier Street. It's the former Courier Diner.
Okay. It's just right around the corner here
Absolutely.
from us. Awesome. Let me get this in here. Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you part by Pinnacle Consultants, the only accredited commercial lab in West Virginia for asbestos and mold. Asbestos was banned in some building products, but it isn't banned for all products in the U.S. Don't expose your family or workers to asbestos, mold, or lead paint. Get with Pinnacle Consultants. They can offer real estate and environmental assessments for hazardous materials and air quality. Visit pinnaclecorp.net because what you don't know can hurt you. Let's talk about the new year at Capital Market, Evan. What's going to be new at Capital Market? What are you particularly excited about going into 2024 at Capital Market?
So in October, we made an announcement that we're endeavoring to basically construct a rooftop solar array that will more or less make the market fully electric, self-sufficient. And so we're going to be beginning the initial phases of that project. So we hope to have that completed in 2024. Additionally, we're doubling down on our farmer recruitment efforts. We hope to expand some of the number of local producers. It's really tough in West Virginia because of the terrain, so it's tough to get started as a family farm. And we want to remain a place to really help agriculture blossom.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, for the first time in 10 years, we're going to have a new tenant inside.
A new tenant?
Yeah.
Are you at liberty to discuss now?
I honestly, I don't know who it will be at this point. Probably in mid-January.
It's Danny Boyd's theater, library, and pro wrestling museum.
I will say
I'm down.
that when Fresh Seafood announced their retirement earlier this year, we put a form up on our website. So anybody that might be potentially interested in that space, if you go to the Merchant Opportunities page on capitalmarket.net, you can fill out the form, and probably starting in mid-January, myself and our board of directors will begin to evaluate what some of those submissions are, and then we probably realistically we'll be looking to bring a new tenant open right in conjunction with the beginning of the spring season. So it's going to be 2024 is going to be very, very exciting.
Indeed it is. And where can people learn more about anything going on? Because, I mean, I can have you on, like every day to talk about the different things going on in the capital market, but where can people go and learn for themselves, maybe do some planning ahead for some of the things there?
Capitalmarket.net.
I can look, and your social media, you just killed on the social media stuff, too. I mean, you do a really good job on that.
And then finally, I want to give a shout out to, we had a vendor celebrate their 20th anniversary yesterday, and that was Purple Onion.
Okay.
So
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, we're all fans of Capital Market. It's one of the hidden, and I'll tell you, every time you're on the show, it is a hidden gem. And I know people that it's not actually hidden. I shouldn't say it's one of the premier things in Charleston. And I say this because anytime that you come to Charleston, if you're doing business here or whatever, and somebody, they go down to the front desk of the hotel and say, okay, where should I go? Where should I have dinner? Where should I go hang out? They always say, and I've had people tell me this, to travel to Charleston, they always say you have to go to Capital Market while you're here. They've got plenty of dining places here in Charleston and the surrounding areas, but at some point you got to make it a Capital Market for the agriculture stuff, for the wine, for the cheese, for whatever.
To that end, if you need a last-minute holiday gift, we're closed Christmas Eve on the 24th. We will be open on the 24th, or on the 23rd, rather. Pop in. There's no better place in Charleston to pick up a last minute.
Yeah, and I'm sure all the vendors have gift cards and things like that, too. All right. Evan, I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot, man.
Always a pleasure.
24 minutes away from 10. In the heart of West Virginia, there exists a profound force that goes beyond the realm of sports, transcending limitations and fostering a sense of belonging. Special Olympics, I'm talking about. It's a remarkable initiative showcasing the latest episode of West Virginia Enriched in collaboration with Huntington. It stands as a testament to the power of determination, unity, and unwavering support. See a video highlighting the Special Olympics at facebook.com/580 WCHS. Danny Boyd, filmmaker, author, and all the is here, and we're going to get to know Danny a little bit better for the rest of the show. Plus, you get to play 10 questions. Evan's you've been a guest host.
It's the hot seat.
It's the hot seat, man.
I'm nervous.
Nah, you shouldn't be. You should. Trust me, there's nothing hot in this studio today. It's 31 degrees here this morning. All right, we'll be back right after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you looking for a technical job in the medical field? Generations is growing and looking to add on job-trained physical therapy techs to our rehab team. To apply, visit one of our 7 convenient locations or simply click on us at generationspt.com.
Are you worried about retirement? Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is the premier retirement planning service in West Virginia. With years of experience and a commitment to personalized service, we'll work with you to create a customized retirement plan that addresses your unique needs and goals. Whether you're just starting to plan or nearing retirement age, Stike Wealth Enhancement Group makes the process easy and stress-free. Visit StikeWEG.com for more information.
Securities and advisory service offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
The time is finally here. It's the grand opening celebration of the all-new, redesigned Thornhill Toyota. Your next Toyota is waiting on the Thornhill Motor Mile in Chapmanville. Hey, this is Sydney, and I'm so excited to finally invite all of you to visit our new Thornhill Toyota facility. And just in time for Toyotathon, we're loaded and ready for your visit with the most inventory of the year of new Toyotas, certified Toyotas, and quality used vehicles. The grand opening celebration of the all-new Thornhill Toyota. Offers begin online at thornhilltoyotawv.com and drive on home from the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 Chapmanville. Visit Thornhill for all the great details.
Thrive with 5 at the best community bank in the Kanawha Valley, Poca Valley Bank. Poca Valley Bank is now offering a certificate of deposit special, 10-month APY, annual percentage yield 5%. Take advantage of this great rate to grow your savings. For more information, stop by a Poca Valley Bank location today or call 844-782-2651. Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Certain terms and conditions apply. Rates based on minimum annual percentage yield. Subject to change without notice. Minimum deposit required of $10,000 of new money not currently on deposit with Poca Valley Bank to receive APY. Member FDIC.
22 minutes away from 10. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. Our text line sponsored by Fruth Pharmacy. Check out the Fruth Pharmacy gift guide for great deals this holiday season. Find gifts under $10, super savers, hot buys, brand new products for the holidays, and more. You'll find gift sets for men and women, toys for the kids, cozy throws, quilts, and more. Shop locally. Shop Fruth Pharmacy. Visit in-store, online, or by phone and try their curbside pickup service. Fruth has been your hometown pharmacy for 71 years. Danny Boyd is here. I did have somebody who sent me something going back to the pet segment we did with Hannah, and I appreciate this. They were basically saying, I can't get into all this on the air, but it was instructions on how to build a warm spot for cats. With the weather getting colder, wanted to share instructions on how to build an outdoor cat shelter. Anyone can save innocent families, says the text. Animals, I should say, lives by just doing small things. Do not use blankets or towels. They could easily mildew and even freeze. This is outdoors. Don't use hay. Hay, dust particles, which can cause breathing problems if inhaled. Remember this. Hay is for horses. Straw is for strays. Also, please check your car, wheel wells, and knock on your car's hood to ensure there are none out there trying to get warm. Good advice from a texter there. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you in part by Huston's Pizza. This month is your favorite Huston's. Get the special holiday pack, large 18-inch pepperoni pizza, 10 breadsticks, 12 hot wings, and a 2-liter of Pepsi, only $33.99. Find your local Huston's, HustonsPizza.com. Filmmaker, author, world traveler, wrestler. Mm-hmm. What else can you come up with for this guy? Danny Boyd is my co-host today. Danny, as always, thanks for, I always say this to my guest host, I appreciate you coming in and enduring and putting yourself out there and having. I'd say we have a lot of fun with this whole segment. Give us the bio on Danny Boyd, and no, it's not parts unknown like a lot of the bad guy wrestlers we grew up watching with. Where are you from, Danny?
I'm from Martinsburg. I'm from the Eastern Panhandle, and I thought you and I were good friends till I found out you were a Cowboys fan.
As long as we've been friends, how could you not know I'm a Cowboys fan? I mean, it's like everything. It's like everything about me is Dallas Cowboys.
You block trauma out of your life.
See,
so when I was listening to you last week, I was reminded. But dude, are you geographically challenged? Now I'm just an hour away from my hometown.
Yeah.
But Dallas is more than
it's the star, man. It's the star. It's the whole mystique of the Cowboys and the man in the hat and Staubach and Dorsett and all those guys, and later Emmett and Troy and Jimmy Johnson, and I'm too far into this thing, man. I've been a fan for 50 years or so. I'm too far into it now.
It was all propaganda and wonderful propaganda on their part. The America's team and all of that. Like the Braves. All of your generations, like the American team. But, I have to say that we've had rough years with Washington of late, but the winningest team in the NFL in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's all I can say is I can just go with the facts because I can't say anything because I'm a Dallas fan. If you expect me to say anything good about Washington, the Giants, or the Eagles, barking up the wrong tree there, pal. At what point did you start showing an interest in entertainment and such as a young man growing up in Martinsburg?
As a kid, my parents would take me to the Apollo Theater, and back then they could do that and just drop me off on Saturdays, and I'd spend all day. I even made friends with the projectionist there, and he would teach me how to work the projection there, and I just fell in love with movies. Never imagining a hoopy boy from outside of Martinsburg could get into that business, but I had the passion for it. And somehow, my greatest dream was to be a DJ. I mean, where you started. And I finally had my opportunity, and I was so horrible at it, Dave. I was so horrible. No, you're not. You never were. You were always good. But anyway, so I went to WVU, and I couldn't get in the journalism school, so I was in the communications, and they had a couple media classes. And then I met all the guys at WWVU TV and had a work-study job there. And that long story here, but that's how my entertainment career started.
And so you went into films, and you talk about some of the films that you've done.
Well, 30-some movies, so a lot of them. First was Homeless Brother, where I took off and rode freight trains and made a documentary about the contemporary hobo in West Virginia. Also, a bunch of made one in Guatemala during the Civil War, Marcos de San Marcos, with my neighbor from Morgantown, College Avenue. Mm-hmm. To make a movie about Peace Corps worker, but in the middle of a Civil War. Mm-hmm. Which was not a very good idea.
And you actually, we make sure people understand this, you actually filmed that. You didn't go to a Hollywood set to do this. You actually filmed it there in the middle of the Civil War.
Brought it on my pack, came across the border against what you were allowed to do. Just really not wise things, but it was a good movie.
Yeah. And only you could get Dusty Rhodes and Porter Wagner together in a film. Talk about that.
Well, man, Dave, I don't think I've ever told you this, but I really did not like pro wrestling. I mean, I was a good amateur wrestler, and I thought, well, this is so phony. Mm-hmm. And then I went to graduate school at the University of Arkansas, and I was so poor. I had this little 9-inch black and white TV, and only got 2 or 3 channels. So, it was either PTL or Georgia Championship Wrestling. So, I started watching, Georgia Championship Wrestling, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, all those guys.
Tommy Rich, the Freebirds. I could do this all day.
I ultimately did a show with them.
Yeah.
There in Williamson. But it finally struck me. It's like, this is not about reality. Mm-hmm. This is more the feel of it. It's sort of like how I love opera. It's, facts aren't important. What is the entertainment value? And been a huge fan since. And of course, Dusty was I wanted Dusty from the time I knew who he was, and kept trying to get him. And finally, he had a falling out with Vince, with WWE, and a window opened where he would be available, and that's how we got him for Paradise Park.
I will say this, and I'm not going to spend the time talking about wrestling, but I'm an old school wrestling fan. I quit watching in the early 90s. I couldn't tell you anything that's happened since then. Every now and then I'll flip it on. I'm like, okay, this is why I don't watch this sports entertainment, because this is not what I grew up watching. I'm not a fan. But I will say this. Dusty Rhodes was the greatest entertainer in the history of the business. I will put him up against anybody. Yeah, people are going to say, well, Flair, and I'm a big Ric Flair mark. But as far as entertainers and people that could captivate an audience, nobody can do it like the American Dream Dusty Rhodes could.
Well, if I can tell you a short story about Dusty, and again, the Paradise Park is on Amazon Prime, so you can see it. It's been restored and remastered. It's really a lovely print of it, but we spent a lot of time making that movie. And I would pick him up, and we would come back and forth from set. And one time he said to me, first of all, he said, "I really want to pick your brain. I really want to get it." And I'm thinking, man, I'm so flattered. The American Dream wants to pick my brain. But I remember we were talking, and he started to, I thought, almost like making excuses for the American Dream. And he said, "Look, it's more than a gimmick. It's like, it really means something to people." And I said, "Dusty, stop. Mm-hmm. You are the American Dream. Man, own it. You are the American Dream, and you've given us all great inspiration."
Yeah, and the fact that he did not have the body of the contemporary guys of the day. He was a big fat guy that drank beer and went out there and kicked a lot of butt and sold out arenas, and was on stage with Willie Nelson. He transcended that whole thing, man. We can talk wrestling all day.
Yes, we sure could.
I do want to tell a quick story though about you and I being doing a wrestling show in Boone County, West Virginia, in the community of Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
It was in Jeffrey. What it was, there was a elementary school reached out to me. I was doing a lot of ring announcing at the time and said, "Hey, we'd like to have a wrestling show here." You were like doing the wrestling, the manager thing at that point.
No. I was working. Grapes of Wrath. Bill Bittner and I.
That's right. That's working at the time as a wrestler.
No, we worked it, and it was Death Falcon Zero, me as Professor Danger, and Shane Storm.
Yes. All right. So the three of you. Mm-hmm. That's right. You're right. You get on the microphone, and I'm interviewing you, and you and Shane Storm and Bill start cutting this promo, as we called it in the business, about coal miners, talking about, we're going to end coal mining altogether, and what a nasty thing it is. And this was, when the war on coal was really starting.
You need to preface this. We were super heel at the time.
You were the bad guys. I thought I was in the wrestling business for 30 years. I thought that night that we were going to have to fight our way out of the building. I really did. And Dave don't fight, so I thought it was, because the people were taking it so seriously, and it was just part, and even a couple of people that I knew, I had to say, it's part of the show.
No, it's part of the show. No, you actually didn't. I don't remember that, but it was one of the few times that I was actually nervous in my 200+ matches. And we always got great heat. We Bill and I would always say, we would get heat within the first 30 seconds if people knew who we were or not. But it was Shane that kept railing on it. And you remember that tight little venue we're in? I remember that.
It was a grade school gym.
And the coal miners walked around the ring there.
Yeah.
And still in their coal mining gear.
Literally.
And man, they were angry. And I was nervous, and I cautiously eased up to one, and Shane didn't stop. Eased up to one of them and just kind of whispered, "This is a work." And
it's all part of the show.
And he looked at me and he said, "I know." So that's the beauty of pro wrestling.
It's good stuff. All right. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break because we're going to do 10 questions. Then I want to get into your latest thing as an author. You're doing children's books now, and you've done some other books as well. Danny Boyd is here, and we'll do 10 questions, and we'll talk about his work as an author. He's one of the most fascinating people you will ever meet for sure. But Dave Allen's show on 580 Live is brought to you part by General Hardware and Lumber of Winfield. Come check out the new contractor showroom, lumber yard, and more. They deliver service and quality right to your door. Don't buy until you get a quote from General Hardware and Lumber of Winfield. Back after this, the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses care for your family.
Christmas only comes once a year, so let's start spreading some holiday cheer with a Members Choice West Virginia Christmas loan.
Now through December 22nd, you can borrow up to $1,500 with rates as low as 5% and up to 10 months to pay back.
Get everything on your Christmas list this year at apply 1 Ohio Avenue in Charleston or visit memberschoicewv.com.
Loans are subject to credit approval. Additional restrictions may apply.
The time is finally here. It's the grand opening celebration of the all-new, redesigned Thornhill Toyota. Your next Toyota is waiting on the Thornhill Motor Mile in Chapmanville. Hey, this is Sydney, and I'm so excited to finally invite all of you to visit our new Thornhill Toyota facility. And just in time for Toyotathon, we're loaded and ready for your visit with the most inventory of the year of new Toyotas, certified Toyotas, and quality used vehicles. The grand opening celebration of the all-new Thornhill Toyota. Offers begin online at thornhilltoyotawv.com and drive on home from the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 Chapmanville. Visit Thornhill for all the great details.
After years of decline, West Virginia's economy is finally on the rise, and it's been an all-hands-on-deck effort. A critical member of our state's economic development team has been Republican State Senator Glenn Jeffries. For decades, Glenn Jeffries has run a successful contracting business, creating thousands of good-paying jobs. Now, as chairman of the Economic Development Committee, Senator Glenn Jeffries works tirelessly to help bring new jobs to our state. Vote for more jobs. Vote for Republican Glenn Jeffries for State Senate. Paid for by the committee to elect Glenn Jeffries.
If you've missed the Kim Komando Show, you've missed a lot.
I had heard that there's some free options to Microsoft 365.
Get rid of what's in there and know that it's being safely disposed of.
An application that will let me do wellness check.
And I was looking for some advice on getting started with a website, where to host it and how to create it.
America's digital goddess.
Kim Komando.
7 away from 10, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you part by Bridge Valley. Are you interested in improving your company's IT workforce? Well, did you know that Bridge Valley offers custom-tailored IT training to bridge the skills gap? At Bridge Valley, train for little or no cost with a 50-50 salary match. Bridge Valley can also supply skilled graduates and apprenticeships for your company. Visit bridgevalley.edu/apprenticeships today. All right, now it's time to play everyone's favorite game show, 10 questions. I have at my coffee-stained fingers 10 questions that were carefully prepared by a team of experts in a lab located near Ranger, West Virginia. Please verify, Danny Boyd, you have not seen the questions.
I have not.
And for those who are listening at home, at work, in the car, on your favorite device, either live or on the podcast form, as always, no wagering. All right, Danny, are you ready to go?
I think so.
All right. The last cereal you ate.
Oh, Captain Crunch.
All right. If you had to pick someone to hang out with from the Brady Bunch, who would it be?
Marsha.
What was the first foreign country you visited?
It was Mexico or Guatemala.
What time do you generally go to bed?
Used to be very late. Now it is after Colbert.
Okay. Rain or snow?
Oh, snow.
First name only, the friend who has continued your friend for the longest amount of time.
Steve.
You go to a cookout. What's your favorite go-to side dish?
Macaroni.
The first album you remember buying?
Oh, Meet the Beatles. Man, I'm 7 years old. Original. I've got the original album.
Well, that's definitely a good thing and worth something. What is the first concert you ever saw?
Doobie Brothers high school bus trip to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
What's your favorite number?
7.
Danny, you have completed 10 questions.
Woo!
You're done.
Wow, that was easy.
It was easy. I told you it's not going to be that big a deal. Our phone calls to the show, a service of Biggly Piggly Wiggly. We shop at your Biggly Piggly Wiggly. Be sure to join their loyalty program. You can save big at the gas pumps and throughout the store with their electronic coupons and free gifts on Fridays just for stopping by from farm to table. Biggly Piggly Wiggly, the best kept secret in Charleston. All right, let's talk about this author thing now. Pro wrestling, filmmaker, now radio, television. Now you're an author, and you got a whole smorgasbord of books in here this morning. Talk about how you got into this.
Well, Dave, first of all, it's like a 180 for me. I mean, you know me from horror. And by the way, I want to do a pitch for Chillers. The movie that keeps giving for me came out in 1980. And now Troma has licensed it to a company called Terror Vision that's doing the Blu-ray of it. And we're doing the extras now. It's coming out in January. So, again, the gift that keeps on giving. But when I decided to get away from feature filmmaking, it was like I still have ideas, and then I realized it's not about the medium; it's about the message.
Mm-hmm.
And of my later years, again, I live on the west side, and I just love my neighborhood. And we started a garden club there 13 years ago, starting with 2 4-year-old twins. And we have been doing it ever since. And now we have many kids that come. And people always give me books to give to the kids. And I think, well, I better read them. And I started reading them, and I'm thinking, these are really good. So that's how I did the 180 to from horror to children's books.
All right. Well, and tell us about the books. What do you got?
Well, they're all they're with Headline Books, but they're all available on Amazon, by the way. But The Adventures of Wandala, which was inspired when my girls were young to not fear the outside world. Speaking of the Garden Club, Miss Dirt Turtle's Garden Club, which is very much inspired by the families on the west side and what they deal with. Tavy's First Hunt, which was inspired by my late dad taking me hunting every year into our cabin that's still until his passing in Morgan County. And WrestleDreamia, which you kind of helped me with, that's sort of inspired by, I'm not in the book, but many of the people that we know that were wrestlers in it. And again, these are all stories of hope, but they're always about young people with struggles, as we well know living in West Virginia.
Mm-hmm. And what is your writing style? And I say this anytime I have an author on here. Are you a person that sits down, pen and paper, computer, whatever, and says, okay, I'm going to write for 2 hours on Tuesday? Do you just keep something with you to write down ideas? Do you have a particular style?
I do. Because I was a screenwriter, and people that just sort of, they're called pantsers, that they just sort of write on the whim. That was never me. I'm an outline guy, and I always wrote to. It's like in your business as well. You write to time, but no, I've never written at night. I'm up, I have a cup of coffee, I start writing 2 to 4, maybe 4.5 hours. I'm starting to finish them, and I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Well, that's your style. Text says, Dave, another accolade on Danny Boyd's resume is he has been a college professor and mentor to many other filmmakers and artists. Was an honor to study under him at West Virginia State University. Go Yellow Jackets.
Thank you so much. I
didn't even get to talk about that. We're almost out of time. I didn't even get to talk about your career as a professor.
No, but I'm glad whoever that was brought that up, is because I loved every second of my 33 years teaching, but it was time to go.
Okay. Where can people pick up these books, the movies? Just give me you got a website? What do you got?
Amazon would be best.
Okay.
You all know me as Danny, but Daniel Boyd.
Daniel Boyd. All right. Author, professor, filmmaker, and by the way, Paradise Park is now, you said it's available on, what's the streaming service?
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. All right, so
and
go
Space
check it.
Preachers is on Tubi.
All right, there you go. All right, we got to go. Daniel, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. Thanks to Evan Osborn for stopping by as well, and Hannah Gardner coming up on Monday. It's Mayor Monday. Barbersville Mayor Chris Tatum will stop by, and the new Revenue Secretary of the State of West Virginia, Larry Pack, is on the show as well. Have yourself a great weekend. For Ryan Nicholson, thank you so much. I will see you Monday. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM, W243DRFM Charleston, and W283AQ Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here, too.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. It's a thing. And now the truth is out there. I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free anytime, anywhere. And each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.